let's move on. Let's talk about Showtime. Showtime, Shohei Ohtani, the best player in baseball that doesn't get enough credit from anybody. Honestly, when we started talking about Shohei, it started like popping up. Everybody started talking about Shohei. So honestly, hey, we're going to keep talking about him because he's the best player in baseball. The young Japanese superstar, Shohei Ohtani. Showtime, baby. What do you got on him?
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned Shohei a lot on this show just because he's having an unbelievable season. Amazing talent. He's got 32 home runs, I believe, at the All-Star break. And we also mentioned he's been an awesome pitcher. He's got a 3.4, I believe, ERA as a starter. He's been a really good start of the All-Star game as a pitcher, along with being a positional player. And we saw him in the Home Run Derby. Didn't make it out of the first round, but he put on a show. Him and Juan Soto in the first round of the Home Run Derby. That was the funnest part of the Home Run Derby, I thought. Those two guys going at it. We saw Juan Soto, who was unbelievable in the Home Run Derby. He put up, I think, 22 homers. And then Shohei really struggled out of the gate in the Home Run Derby. And then in the last, I want to say, minute and a half, he just started hitting bombs. And when you saw him hit home runs, when I saw his swing, I'm like, there's no way that's going out. And then it was 10 rows deep at Coors Field. So, it's a combination of being, in Denver where you're well above sea level, but also in the thin air up there. But also, Shohei's got easy power where he can just kind of flick his wrist and the ball leaves the yard. So certainly a superstar. Didn't necessarily play great in the All-Star game either. Wasn't the best player in the All-Star game, but the All-Star game ratings were up this year from 2019. Shohei certainly helps that. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was the MVP of the All-Star game. He had an awesome game. But Shohei's just a fun player to watch. He brings crowds. He brings attention. You saw all the players taking selfies with him. The players know. When you see other players respect certain players at their level, you know that player who they're all kind of looking up to and respecting or giving daps to is going to be a great player because great players know other players. You saw that during the All-Star weekend this past week, or the All-Star week this past couple of days. And I wish Shohei had gone a little further in the Home Run Derby. I thought that would have been a lot of fun. One of the problems he had actually was the pitcher who was pitching to him in the Home Run Derby was a little bit off. So it wasn't like Shohei was getting the best pitches to take the ball deep either. So, you wonder if he had a better pitcher. I hate to put that much pressure on a pitching coach. So I apologize to the Angels pitching coach or whoever was up there throwing in pitches. But, if he had a little better pitching, maybe he would have done a little bit better in the Home Run Derby. But he's a draw. Shohei Ohtani is a draw. Showtime Shohei, and he's going to be like that the rest of the season. I can't wait to watch him down the stretch of the MLB season.
Yeah, you bring up a great point in these batting competitions. You still need a good pitch to be able to hit it out of the park. And so, yeah, I mean, he possibly didn't get enough lollipops over the plate for him to go further on. But I'll tell you the biggest thing for me that I took was you had Ken Griffey Jr. with a camera taking pictures of Shohei Ohtani. You had arguably one of the greatest players of all time being a fan of this young Japanese superstar. So that tells you how good he is, man, right now. He's got the eyes of everybody right now, and arguably he deserves it, man. He is the best player in baseball. He's playing the best right now. He got the win on the mound in the All-Star game. Obviously we didn't get to see him go on in the Home Run Derby, but like I said, he got on the mound and did his thing in the game and got the W, which he's been doing a lot for the Anaheim Angels or the Los Angeles Angels. I can't remember what they are anymore. But it's really one of those things where he clearly is the best player in baseball right now. There's really no discussion to be had. And it's in the field, it's on the mound, it's in the batter's box. And here's another little tidbit I found out about Shohei. He doesn't even do batting practice. The man does not do batting practice, okay? It's the equivalent of Steph Curry not having to do shoot around, okay? Or the equivalent of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton not doing track walks anymore because they just know they don't need it. They're so good, they're just going to get in the car and do it. Steph Curry's just going to shoot threes all the time. Shohei is just going to get in the batter's box and rip you a double, a single, or a home run, man. He's hitting for power. He's getting on base. he's the best player in baseball right now. I really think he's not getting enough credit, though, from the American fans, from the American press. We're giving him a ton of credit. He deserves it. But I honestly think racism is alive in 2021 here, and people do not like America's pastime having the best player be an Asian player from Japan. And that is sad, man. That is sad. We've heard comments from Stephen A. Smith saying the best player in baseball shouldn't have an interpreter. Like, shut up, Stephen A. Smith. You sound like an idiot. Then, honestly, on local talk radio here in Boston, I heard guys questioning how long he can do it. What's the longevity of this Shohei kid? Can he make it through the season? Man, he's done so far through half the season, clearly been the best player in baseball, hit 32 home runs, great batting percentage, has got a bunch of wins on the mound, a 2.76 ERA. He can clearly continue to do it, man. People are sounding like idiots questioning this kid, man. And I really shouldn't say he's a kid. He's 27 years old, But for us, he's new to baseball. So it's new, and I love it. It's fresh. It's new. He's clearly the best player in baseball. People need to start giving him his props, man. I personally love him. We love him here in America. The young Japanese superstar, Shohei Ohtani, he deserves all the credit. I mean, we should be giving him more credit. But it's just really one of those things where, I don't know, man, I'm questioning why people aren't. I really am. And that's the only thing I can come back to, is that he's a Japanese superstar.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the longevity, how long will he hold up the rest of the season? I think one of the reasons folks might be asking that is because we just haven't seen this in baseball before in a long time. We haven't seen it.
Ever.
I mean, Babe Ruth was the last one essentially to do it. We haven't seen a player with this much power, this good of a hitter, also be a standout pitcher. So I think, and one of the reasons is that the thought process was always, it takes so much to be a starting pitcher to go 6, 7, 8 innings, and then to be a great hitter the rest of the week. To have the other 4 days where you're just a great positional player. We're seeing it from Shohei, but we just haven't seen it before. So I don't necessarily mind the question, but I just think this kid can do it. I mean, he's 6'4". Yeah. He's like I said, he's got easy power. We just saw a great Red Sox player, Dustin Pedroia, retire, especially because of injuries. Just couldn't do it anymore. He's such a small guy that I remember watching him swing and being like, that guy puts so much into every swing that I wonder if that's gonna, put some wear and tear on him. With Shohei, it's just easy power. It's easy for him to hit the ball out. I mean, it's not easy to hit a baseball, but it's compared to other players, he has that stroke. It's easy for him to lift the ball out of the ballpark. So I think he is going to hold up. I don't see any reason why he won't. And down the stretch of the season, pitchers oftentimes don't make the every fifth day start anyway. Sometimes they go to like a 6-man rotation towards the end of the year to give the pitchers an extra day of rest down the stretch, depending on what their team is doing down the stretch in the standings. So, if the Angels have a chance, they might to kind of give them a little bit of rest. They'll probably do that. I mean, teams are just smarter now. They're gonna do that for their players if need be. Sort of a load management type of thing in baseball. So we'll see if that happens. As far as the Stephen A. thing, that's just an old school way of thinking. Like, he has to speak English to be able to be promoted in Major League Baseball. I mean, it's 2021. We have ways of. I know he's not gonna. It's not the easiest player to put in a Subway commercial. Okay, but that's not the only way to promote a guy. It's just you can do it. You can have commercials where there's subtitles. You can have commercials where he just doesn't have to say a lot, but you see his face, you see him in the uniform. You can promote this guy. This isn't hard, And now businesses want things to be international. They want international business. They want things to grow globally. So to just think that, because he doesn't speak English well, isn't going to help his brand or whatever, I just think that's an old school way of thinking by Stephen A. Smith. He needs to reconsider this. And I know he apologized, but this is just not a good way of thinking. Things have changed so much just in the logistics of it that I just don't see where this has come from.
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess why, like I said, I'm just questioning why so many people are questioning this guy. He clearly can do it. He has the talent to do it, and the longevity's there. And I just don't remember people questioning when, you know, Mike Trout was on an MVP season. People were saying, can he continue this? Or like Mark McGwire, can he continue this? Like, no, this kid continue it. He's the real deal. He's legit, man, going forward. And honestly, the Angels are doing a good job of managing him. You know, generally a starting pitcher in a rotation throughout the season is probably going to start around 32 games. On the pace that Shohei's on right now, he's only going to start about 25 games. So they are managing him wisely right now because they know they don't want to burn him out on the mound because they want to use him in the batter's box. But, you know, here's another thing. One guy that's not questioning him is the great, I want to even call him a future Hall of Famer, the pitcher Jeff Smoltz, former Atlanta Braves great, said, man, if you put this kid on the mound full time, he would clearly be the best pitcher in baseball. So you've got really one of the best pitchers all time saying this kid could be the best pitcher in baseball if he did it full time. But guess what? He's so talented. He can pitch and bat. Angels are doing a great job with managing him. Clearly I wish he was playing for the Red Sox, man, and we have to deal with him. But, I mean, I love this kid. I love Shohei Ohtani, the Japanese superstar, and I can't wait to see what he does in the second half of the season.
Yeah, we saw that tweet where he actually bumped into a cameraman and like apologized, and we saw him when all the pitchers were getting checked for foreign substances, and he was like got a smile on his face, was helping out the umps. Just seems like a nice guy too. So it's just this is a great guy to have as one of the faces of Major League Baseball, and they need to continue to promote him more and more.